Right, cool. Can everyone see my screen?
Mm-hmm.
Okay,
Yep.
cool. All right, so welcome. Uh, Quick announcement. We have a great meeting coming up, and thanks to Wani for putting us in touch with Mr. Jay Soloft, and he has extensive experience. So we'll be talking extensively on VIX products and not VIX, but volatility overall. So very exciting. So stay tuned for Saturday, 9 to 12. And yeah, and I don't recall, do we have next month's speaker lined up, Kurt?
No, we don't, not yet.
We don't. Okay. Uh, cool. All right. But yeah, so if you haven't signed up yet, the link is now live. Let me paste it into the chat. And then we're asking for a small $10 donation to help SVOG. It is tax deductible. If you have a hardship clause, let me know and we'll still get you in because we're we're still adamant on free education, but donations are highly appreciated. All right, cool. And then let's see. Jay used to work on the floor of the CBOE itself, and that's really cool. And we'll definitely see what his hands-on experience can teach us today. All right, cool. And let's look at Idiot of the Week. And we're going to go to the great bathroom wall of the internet called Wall Street Bets and see what all the kids are trading on Robinhood and other disgusting brokerages. All right, so we're going to talk a lot about airlines today. So let's look at what this moron did. So um, let's see. So lots of kids just YOLOing on the supposed merger, and this guy got his face ripped off. So yeah, let's see. Debit bull calls, and I think he is still, if he hasn't closed this, then he is still hemorrhaging a lot of money. So let's see his positions. January 25th, July 20th. Yeah, but it seems like most of the money's in the first trade. So yeah, dangerous rules here or dangerous thought processes here. And let's see. Um, and there's more folks chiming in on this guy's down 200K. Yeah, it's like all the comments, a lot of it is just competing for who is the biggest loser type stuff. It is quite the cesspool. All right, let's go to our next example of Idiot of the Week. And the reason we like to go over these is, just to recap on the essential sort of iron trading rules that the SVOG team has come up with over time. And just to recap, we haven't finalized this yet, but we probably should at some point. Um, but for the most part, we're really focused on, having a great trading plan, making sure you're doing proper position sizing, having money management rules, doing your proper risk mitigation, looking if there's any external catalysts that might impact the underlying assets. And yeah, just seeing, are you making money overall? And, there's a difference between forcing something versus pushing it. And you got to have fun because nothing's worse than losing money and also not having fun. And with that, let's look at our second example. So or the solar sector has not done well. And let me pull up a chart really quick to let, let's take a look. So here's TAN. This is the solar ETF. Shout out to Mary Helen and the SVOG team, who is our resident solar expert. We haven't seen her a little bit, but yeah, so but overall, let's see, we're seeing that in the last, see on this bottom left here, here's a 90-day view. It's been quite out of favor for the last couple, at least start of the year. So we're seeing a lot of gap downs, lots of dojis, and yeah, just not a good time. So lots of let's see, solar tech stocks are not doing well. And let's pull up the watch list really quick. Where is that? What did I name it? Oh God. Oh, here we go. Hydrogen bombs. Okay. So here's the big players. I posted this on Discord a bit ago. One of the top bearish plays from the put call ratio was whatchamacallit, the iClean ETF. And let's just take a quick look at that. It's another BlackRock product. Wonderful. And these guys have been losing money like crazy. And I'll pull up the performance really quick. But yeah, this showed up in my scanner 2 days in a row. And let's see how it's looking today. It's not a very liquid ETF, but it is seeing massive. Okay, today is pretty sleep, but the other day, it was the put side was in the thousands, and I posted screenshots in the Discord, and the holdings itself of iClean is basically just solar companies that we're all fairly familiar with. So with the holdings, number one is First Solar, Enphase, some Chinese stuff, and some other blah 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 whatevers. But yeah, for the most part, yeah, Enphase is a big player here, and First Solar. So here's Enphase, not having a great time. And let's go back to our example, and let's see what this guy figured out. He lost a nice 20% haircut. Um, this isn't quite the correct interpretation where no sun equals no gains. Seasonality doesn't quite work like that, but just EV and solar and wind tech is having some money rotating out of those sectors. But yeah, so yeah, those are our two idiots of the week. And let's get into our market overview. So let's load up our charts here and work our way down the S&P 500 family. All right. So let's start with ES, pretty flat today. Let's go to the analytics. Your swap will cooperate. Okay, here we go. All right. All right, look at the put-call ratio and our spread of trades across the different deltas. We're a little bit heavy on the 0 to 20 side. 75 is a little bit high. Fair value for the put-call ratio is generally 1.4. We are a little bit more bearish than usual. And let's work our way down the chain and go to the next class of supposed smart money and go to the XBX big boy contracts and see how this side of the market is looking. And if we look at their sentiment and analytics, all right, 1.37, this is a normal day from that standpoint. Delta spreads here look pretty normal. And if we go down to SPY, we should see a little bit more optimism than both ES and SPX. All right, let's see how this is shaping up. Okay, 1.1. So yeah, we're seeing a lot less bearishness and a far less action in the 0 to 20 delta range. So no surprises there. And let's go to our other cousin indexes and let's look at the tech index first. Let's look at the NASDAQ. Okay. NASDAQ's up nicely at the moment. 0.63%. And let's load the analytics. Okay, 1.2. Yeah, fairly optimistic at the moment. And yeah, deltas look pretty optimistic as well. So yeah, nice day here. I'm sure NVIDIA is doing well at the moment. And let's look at the Russell 2000, which is the more schizophrenic of the indexes and loves to overreact. And today is no exception. So now it's down 0.6%, literally the opposite of the NASDAQ. And yeah, it likes to do that. Let's see. Oh, okay. So analytics, put-call ratio is exactly 1 for a secondary. There you go. 1.001. That's amazing. So we're seeing an exact even spread between calls and puts. I don't think I've seen it like this before. 1.001 and then back to 1. That's amazing. We've looked at this for like 4 years, and this is the first time I've seen it like this. I gotta snag a screenshot. All right, that's pretty cool. Okay. But yeah, the 1 even and yeah, down over 0.5%. Let's look at the most retarded small index of the group, which is the diamonds. And I love to call this index the kid that likes to eat glue in the corner. And it is notoriously famous for being wildly optimistic. And today is no exception, 0.795. Wow, very bullish. You would think there's no recession if you looked at just this chart here. But yeah, cool. All right, let's take a look at the VIX. And this has been steadily creeping up. It has been in the minor leagues for a long time at the 12 to 13 range. And with all of the geopolitical risks today, it's at a whopping 14.76. Oh my God. This is retarded. All right. But yes, 14.76. Yeah, still stuck in the teenager years. All right. All right. Cool. Let's jump back to our notes and let me put this out of the way. Okay. Let's look at more sentiment data. And Larry posted a great video from AAII. Let me grab the YouTube link. This was about, let me see. Did you attend this, Larry?
Yeah.
Or Wani? Okay, this was at the AAII Silicon Valley chapter about, let's see, financial innovations, ETFs, da, 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 da. Did you watch this, Larry?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. All right, so yeah, let me drop this link too. Cool. All right, it is in the chat, and I'll put it on the notes too, just in case. Thanks to Larry. Oops. Oh, let me fix the link here. Oops. Let's do it this way. Okay. Thank you, Larry. Okay, cool. All right, so that's an AI video to check out, and let's look at their sentiment data. All right, cool. So looks like market is losing its optimism, and last week we're at 48.6% bullish, at least with this membership, and that has dropped 8% to 40%. So we're seeing an uptick in a lack of optimism there, and no surprises. And let's look at the fear and greed index. Oh, this is old. Let's jump here. The last value for the aggregate number here was, I think, was in the 80s, and now it's dropped to 65. And I think yesterday was also around this number. And let's look at their different indicators. This is a 125-day moving average. I don't really like this duration, but even looking at this chart, it is slowing down, at least as the slope is evening out. And let's see, looking at stock price strength between the 52-week highs versus the lows, we are still seeing mostly on the greed side, but it is slowing down. And with the stock price breadth, with the McKellen volume index, we're seeing correlation there as well, but it is slowing down quickly. And let's see, looking at put call ratios overall, we're at a value of, what is this, 0.8, 0.89? Something 0.89. And historically, we're still far away from 2+ values, which was in 2019 and in spring of 2020. All right, and VIX, as we just looked at, is still a very anemic 14. And let's see, safe haven demand with bonds and junk bonds. Yeah, let's see, yields are still around 1.7 for junk. Okay. Okay, thank you, CNN, for that. Let's jump to our Stock Traders Almanac and see how January is shaping up. So lots of good intel here, especially for setting the forecast for the annual perspective, actually. All right, so let's see what the Jeffrey Hirsch team has to say now. So the January barometer predicts the year's course of a 0.743 batting average. 14 of the last 17 post-presidential election years followed January's direction. Every down January on the S&P since 1950, without exception, preceded a new or extended bear market, a flat market, or a 10% correction. The S&P's gains in January's first 5 days preceded full-year gains 82.2% of the time. In 13 of the 17 post-presidential years followed first 5 days direction. November, December, and January constitute the year's best 3-month span, a 4.2% S&P gain. January's NASDAQ powerful 2.8% since 1971. And the January effect now starts in mid-December and favors small cap stocks. And 2009 has the dubious honor of the worst S&P 500 January on record. And the Dow gained more than 1,000 points in 2018 and 2019. All right, so let's take a glance at the charts and see if this trend is holding up. Let's take a look at the Russell 2000 first. Okay. All right, so this looks like it's been falling apart. So let's go back to the readout. Um, uh, da, 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 da. Let's see. Where is that? Every January S&P. Okay, January effect. Okay, pardon me. That January effect now starts in mid-December and favors small cap stocks. Sorry, this has not been holding up. So I'd say that line has broken. So yeah, this started in mid-January. It was holding up, but looks like it has capitulated since the start of the year here. Okay, and let's pivot to the SPY really quick and look back as well. Oops. Okay, 1 month. Here we go. Okay. We're still holding at the same value from mid-December. Okay, so maybe the January effect is also not playing out, and it is a little bit more bearish. Oh, hold on. Ugh, my dog. Okay. All right. Okay, so we'll keep our eye out for that. And then we'll talk about February next at the next session. And oh, this is old. Let me delete this. Okay, let's go to sector rotation and look at specifics and look at subsectors and all that good stuff. And if you guys have any individual tickers to throw on here, we can definitely take a look at that. All right, so here's the 11 subsectors that make up the S&P 500. And let's see how these babies are performing. So this is a super awesome tool from Stock Charts. And let's go to table view first. We have slightly stale data from Tuesday close, but it'll still be very helpful for our purposes. So at a glance, looks like energy and oil stocks are the top loser for the week. And top winners include healthcare, communication stocks, consumer staples, and tech. And if we look at the quadrants here, each chunk here of the tail is a week, and we have these are 5-week stretches. So XLE has had a lot of movement in 5 weeks compared to everyone else. So real estate is improving. Here's tech stocks in the top right. Domestic financials here, even though they had some dismal earnings. Here's healthcare improving quickly, but let's see, what is this? XLY. Y is the consumer discretionary is here. Okay. All right, cool. All right. Questions, comments? If not, let's do our individual tickers, and I'm happy to throw in whatever you guys would like to add here. So yeah, you can shout it out or type in the chat. And let's look at this is saved from our last couple. Let's throw in a couple crypto players and see how they're shaken up with the most underwhelming major ETF announcement in the world. Let's drop these guys here and see how they compare to the bunch. Okay, here's Mara, Coinbase, MicroStrategies, Nippon Steel here. Let's see. NVIDIA leading the pack. Natural gas has been all over the place, right? Yeah. So this is a little stale, but AMD's doing well, Google, semis, and our typical players. And then top losers, of course, include, let's see, our crypto proxies, a lot of Chinese stocks, of course, and we have a lot of Chinese news to talk about. And let's see, more crypto, China crypto, Cathie Woods. Ugh, I hate Cathie Woods. Palantir, Baidu, FXI, BABA. Yeah, so no surprises there. Any other tickers you guys want me to add in here? We'll talk a lot about airlines. Let's actually add that really quick. Let's add Delta, wait, DAL, Love. Let's add the ETF itself. What's United again? Is it just UA? Forgot. UAL, that's right. Okay. Oops.
Hey, Warren, the next
Yep.
time you pop that up, can you scroll to the bottom so I can screen cap?
Oh yeah, no problem.
I just want to see the worst.
Yeah. Okay, here you go.
Okay, perfect. I got it.
Yeah, so oh, Tesla's here as well. Okay, cool. But yeah, number one loser would be Riot and Upstart here as well. This used to be one of our great picks from Ross. Is Ross here today? Yeah, he is. Where is Affirm on this? I don't see Affirm. Buy now, pay later has been quite popular up until recently. Let me add in Affirm. See how that compares. Where is Affirm? Here we go. Okay, Affirm's doing a lot better than its competitor. Okay. And Upstart. Okay. Okay, cool. Any other tickers you guys want to add in here? Where did our airlines go? Okay, Delta here. Here's where the forecast revision started the recent collapse. Here's United. Okay. Oh, I forgot about Save, of course. All right. Okay, where is Save? Somewhere in the bottom. Save. Oh, Save is the number one loser. Okay, so Dave, you have to grab a new screenshot. All right, cool. Hopefully you got that. And all right, let's go back to our notes. And we'll talk a lot about airlines when we get to our domestic news. Let's look at earnings. Lots of news here. Oh, I posted, let's see, the earnings stuff here. Let's go to the screenshot here. All right, so we are, let's see, Thursday after close, we got what? Procter and Gamble, JB Hunt, and then tomorrow we got some banks. I think I can't see what this is. That's First Trust Bank. Okay. And then let's see. Here's okay, this is out of date. We'll leave that alone. Here's overvalued versus undervalued earnings moves. Large cap with most liquid options. Okay. So yeah, we'll have to check out Ali. Okay, so that's earnings. If you don't have are you part of our Discord, Gordon? If not, let me generate a quick invite and I'll paste it into the chat window. Okay, cool. So you can grab that and then you'll see our kind of different channels for looking at different sides of trading. Okay. Cool. All right, so yeah, let's see. Coming up, yeah, after close, still got Procter and Gamble, JB Hunt. And those are the big guys. Okay, cool. And let's look at swaggy stocks and see what the folks are talking about in Reddit. The bathroom wall of the bathroom wall of internet stocks for millennials and Gen Z. So looks like a lot of chatters on Nvidia, AMD, Tesla, Apple, NASDAQ, the general category of AI. Let's see, Taiwan Semiconductor, Boeing, Rivian, Mara, Microsoft, Meta, SoFi, oil stuff, Wendy's, Snowflake, Spotify, Disney. What is Fine? DraftKings, uh, this is Cloudflare, right? Netflix, oh, shipping, Zim, semis, and TLT. Okay, interesting. What is Fine? Huh? Fine part? This might be a false positive. Okay, that's okay. But yeah, something's happening with Fine. What just sold? Oh, my save just sold. Okay, cool. All right, let's go to our news stocks. Sorry, our news items. And something weird's happening with Zero Hedge. And a lot of articles I saved to add to this all of a sudden got marked as premium. And I discontinued my premium membership. So I can't get to those old articles because there's a paywall on practically everything now. This is a little unusual. So yeah, there's premium, everything's premium now. Like I can't view most of the articles that I wanted. So yeah, something happened with Zero Hedge in the last 48 hours. I'm not sure what's going on. And yeah, I got to do some digging. Like, yeah, like half of the articles are now unavailable. So if you click it, you just see the headline and a glimpse of maybe the first or second paragraph. But yeah, at the end of the day, like I'm a huge fan of Zero Hedge, and I'll just get the membership again if it comes down to it. But yeah, so pardon me. I did not prep everything in time before this paywall thing came up. So we're a little thin on news today. But yeah, let's go to what I do have prepared, and let's take a closer look briefly at our crypto stocks. And again, here's the 11 ETFs that came up. We didn't have any trading data before, but let's see how how they've performed for their first week. Okay, let me grab our charts here. Okay, so this is our first contender is BlackRock's ETF. Let's see how the pickup has been. Okay, no options and down 3%. Okay, what's the volume like at the moment? 10 million shares for today. Interesting. Okay. Let's go to Grayscale and see how they're looking. 15 million shares. Okay, I mean, it's not the most active, but there's some movement. Wonder if any of them actually have options.
I think options will come out in a few weeks.
Yeah.
Hopefully. I bought some shares. I bought some shares on iBit.
Oh, okay. iBit? Okay,
Yeah,
cool.
the BlackRock one. I sold all my GBTC.
But for you, Lonnie, wouldn't it just make more sense to buy the actual underlying?
The Bitcoin itself,
Yeah.
I have enough. I don't need to buy anymore.
So
No,
add,
Lonnie's a big fan of BlackRock. That's why.
No, I'm
it's-
not. I
so
buy
at-
iBit because of the volume, the most money flow into that fund.
but then this, I mean, you're putting a crypto asset on the I mean, you're gonna get taxed at ordinary tax rates with this, or capital gains if you hold it long enough.
Yeah, this is just to trade. That's all.
Okay.
Just for my trading vehicle.
Mhm.
It's not for accumulating or anything like that. I
Okay.
done buying cryptos. I don't buy anymore. I bought
Yeah.
enough. I don't need any more. I just trade.
Yeah.
Some of these are waiving fees for a while,
Yeah.
down to zero.
Exactly.
okay.
They're competing. They're competing with each other. But Coinbase is doing terrible. It's getting hit big time today.
Yeah, this is such a giant flop. I maybe this was the original plan from the get-go. But yeah, Hut is losing its shirt. It is literally
Yeah.
in
Everything.
vertical free fall.
Everything free fall.
Look at that.
So
Wow.
I shorted
I-
everything.
I saw there was a news headline, the
Mhm.
top headline in Thinkorswim News saying something that there's some shady games going on with. It's probably a short seller for putting out some report.
For what? For Coinbase?
No, Hut. If you
Oh,
look
for
at Hut,
Hut.
yeah, there's
Yeah.
some news headline, so maybe that's pushing it down.
Mm.
Yeah, it's horrible. I sold some puts like a couple weeks ago, about 8, 9, whatever, right? I thought, oh, it's so far away, I should be okay.
Oh,
I know. It's okay. I'm just accumulating.
no. Okay.
on the lower end of it.
Oh, let me see. Oh, we got Jacob, KS, and Dave joined us. Let me repost the notes. Pardon me, I didn't realize you guys didn't have it. Give me 1 second. Okay. Here is the Google Docs link as well. Okay. All right, cool. So yeah, notes are in the chat for those that just joined. Okay, cool. And then so yeah, Hut's not having a great time, and yeah. Okay. So yes, some nice potential short candidates here. And let's pivot to domestic news, and we're gonna talk a bit about airlines, drugs, and other things. Let's see. All right, let's look at the Uniparty and see how they're gonna screw over Americans today. So I thought this was kind of interesting. A recent Gallup poll reported that a record low percentage of Americans identify as Democrats in 2023. So we're seeing the rise of the Independent Party, supposedly. Let's see. As of today, do you lean more to the Republican Party or the Democratic Party? So we're seeing 45 to 43. So Republicans leading by 2. Let's see. Let's see. In this chart, conservative, moderate, and liberal. So the dotted line is moderate, and that is pacing the conservative chunk. And then liberal is the smallest one here. And if, as an interesting juxtaposition, God, how do I search for this? Mental illness, political party. Just to make sure we offend everybody. All right, let's see. Okay. Oh my God, everyone's gonna hate me. All right. Has a doctor or other healthcare provider ever told you you have a mental health condition? If you're liberal and you're white, yes. Oh my God. If you're non-white and very liberal, 20% of the time. Okay, on the other side, we have a little bit less mental illness on the other side of the spectrum. And in the middle, and if you're white, you have a little bit more than the non-whites. Okay, interesting. Is this a decent sample size in the thousands? Maybe, but yeah, this is hilarious. Okay. That I've pissed off everybody. Back to our notes. Okay. And then Trump has kicked ass in Iowa, ironically, and Ramaswamy has ended his campaign. He just wants a cabinet seat. And this guy, as we talked about in the past, he is a biopharma shill, and he is just Obama for the Rhino Party. Like this Indian kid is a charlatan. Okay, but yeah, the Uniparty wins again. All right. Okay, let's look at other fun. Oh, what did Ross say? No chance for third parties. Too much for the elites to control. Yeah. Yeah. We're gonna be screwed no matter what. Okay. Okay. Let's pivot to airlines. Damn it. Yeah. Everything is NARC premium now. I don't know what the hell's going on with the zero hedge team. Like, maybe they just want more money. I wouldn't blame them, but yeah. Okay, let's go directly into the charts for airlines. Okay. All right. As we know, JETS is the ETF, and you know what? I'm kind of curious what the holding specifics are. So let's take a look at how that's shaping up. We haven't looked under the hood in a little bit. Okay. Holdings. All right. Oh, okay. Southwest. Oh, this is the sector leader, not Delta. Okay, Southwest is, I guess, the biggest holding now, by a narrow nose. Delta's number 2. American Airlines is very close behind, and so is United. I never look at Frontier, but there's also Frontier, JetBlue, Alaska's down here, Allegiant, Air Canada, and SkyWest. Okay. So those are our players. And let's go down the charts and see how they're performing. All right, so sector leader here is Southwest. We got earnings coming up on the 25th. And let's see, how is momentum? It is just treading water right here, just hovering at the zero line. So we have an equal number of sellers and buyers for the most part. And if we look at today's analytics, let's see what the betting public thinks. Pretty bearish. Okay. Okay. And let's go to Delta and see if we see a similar set of wagers. Not really. And Delta's price action looks fairly similar as well. A little bit more volatile, but yeah. And it's also treading water in terms of on balance volume. And let's look at American Airlines. I did date a stewardess from American Airlines. She was hot and very crazy. She, like, ironically, she is the most heavy shroom users I've ever met in my life. These are psychedelic mushrooms. I'm like, wait, what? Like when you can't sleep and you're in different time zones, you take mushrooms? Like, what? But yeah, I think she lives in Utah now. Anyway, so here's American Airlines. Earnings coming up also on the 25th. And kind of a mixed bag, slightly bearish. Okay, and let's look at United. Okay, slightly bearish as well. Let's look at the momentum flow. Also treading water here. Okay, so looks like money is definitely rotating out of this sector, and maybe domestic travel dollars have not gone as far as Thanksgiving and Christmas made it seem. Okay, no surprises there. Let's go back to our notes, and we talked about Southwest offering free seats to really fat people and kicking out or bumping paying customers uh, to promote body positivity. And now they're promoting their all-female flight crew. And in light of the recent safety concerns, I'm sure diversity and your skin color is more important when you're choosing your pilot and crew. So be careful when you're flying Southwest. If you see all-female flight crew, especially in the cockpit, run. Don't die. And let's see. What do I want to show you guys? FAA has made, what's the announcement? Let me see. I think it's, I posted it in Signal. Let me find it really quick. They're trying to promote, let me load this 1 second. Where is that? The FAA is hiring something. Where did that go? Okay, no, it's not my Signal. Let me see. Okay, FAA hiring. There was like a interesting blurb. It was a diversity thing. Is it under news? Let's see. Oh yeah, here we go. Here we go. Okay, got it. FAA diversity push to hire workers with severe intellectual disabilities. Concern and Walker.
It's crazy.
Like, guys, like if you thought 2020 was bad, like 2024, it's gonna be ridiculous. Oh, I mean, and you know, SVOG, like we're heavily staffed, or our membership is mostly comprised of engineers, right? So a lot of us are very aerospace and transistor, you know, or we work in transistor related industries and aerospace for the most part. So I mean, to our crowd, this is just hilarious. And then wasn't there a new minister in Europe in the Scandinavian countries, like the first Down syndrome minister that was hired last week, or not hired, elected, selected? Here we go. Woman with Down syndrome wins election in Spain. I mean, Fetterman will not be, I mean, he's got to step up his game, right? And ironically, if you followed this retard in the hoodie and basketball shorts, ironically, the more he talks, the more conservative he sounds, which is kind of hilarious. But yeah, I mean, this guy had what a giant boil behind his back or on his behind his neck for how long? And it was this guy or Dr. Oz. Like this is a weird like election in Pennsylvania. But anyway, yes, this happened. So air travel makes me a little bit nervous.
So if you look at his statements, he's hitting most of the topics. Kind of
He
well.
is. Like I guess rehab and better drugs are improving his
Well,
life.
he's probably just disgusted by what he's seeing.
But he still won't wear pants.
Yeah.
He goes to press conferences in shorts and like a sweater. Okay. We're having too much fun here. All right.
At least he's wearing something.
Yeah.
Unlike other staffers in the Congress. If you don't know, there was gay sex filmed in. I'm not going to pull this up. That is the wrong search term. We are recording after all. Okay, but yes, at least he's wearing clothes. Okay, for the cameras. Okay, all right. So yes, stay safe out there in the skies, guys. Remember, the key metric is average revenue per passenger mile, and Spirit Airlines leads the wave. Oh, we gotta look at their charts. How could I forget? Okay, Spirit Airlines. So this merger collapsed. Stock is in free fall, literal free fall. Wow. Rip this. So yeah, everyone got their face ripped off here. And we have a dividend payment due in 2 weeks or 1 week. Okay. Looks like it's bouncing at the moment. They found the bottom at 398. And let's see the analytics really quick.
That merger got called off, right? I think that's the reason for the down move.
Yeah. I have a small position too, so I'm excited to pay for lunch money here. We're seeing pretty bearish activity, 1.66. Yeah, some serious wagers. These are not cheap bets for the most part. So I'm somewhere here. Okay, cool.
Is it possible for it to go bankrupt? I mean, it's trading like it's going bankrupt right now.
It has a negative PE, so they're already basically underwater. And wait till the analysts, update their ratings, and then you'll see it further collapse. So yeah,
There won't be any need for a merger. Somebody will just pick them up on the cheap after they go bankrupt.
Yeah, that's a great question. Let's take a closer look at their ledgers and see what their
all the
cash
Wall
position
Street
is.
bets people, the swaggy stocks people,
Yeah. So financials. Let's see. Anything interesting here?
The government can't stop that one. They can stop a merger. They can't stop buying it out of bankruptcy.
I'm not very familiar with the 10Ks for airlines, but this doesn't look good. Where's their debt? Let's look at for debt. God, I feel so out of my element looking at line by line items here. It's been a while since I've poured over a financial statement. All right, we don't have time for this, but yeah, just keep your eye out for this. Okay, no worries. Lots of fun times there. Okay, let's go to our next item. All right. Biden caught in huge rigging of EV carbon credits at taxpayers' expense. All right, and top beneficiary of this is, of course, would be Tesla, among other EV companies. Let's see. Tesla's record carbon credit sales up 94% year over year. And let's pull up Tesla's revenue. They have and let's see what percentage of this makes up their overall revenue. We need a nice little pie chart. Here we go, something like this. Is this the right uh, timeline? No, this is 2022, but let's just look at this really quick. At a glance, so automotive sales is 82%, and then regulatory credits are 2.18% here. Okay, let's look at 2023 and see if that has changed. Okay, Q4, regulatory credits right here, 49% increase year over year. Okay, so seems like yes, we have verified that this small segment of their revenue stream might be playing dirty games. Okay, let's go back to our article. Okay, where's the key quote here? I forgot what it was. Okay, a 29% revenue to net income ratio is hard to ignore and speaks highly of the value of the credits for Tesla. Okay, yeah, so it doesn't make them. I mean, most of their money comes from car sales, but this is a not insignificant little blip. Okay, good to know. Let's pull up Tesla. Misspelled that. I just had lunch with a friend yesterday. He was a very early adopter of the Model 3, and he was the first guy that I knew personally that was selling Model 3 reservations on Craigslist before they kind of locked that down. And he also has a reservation for the Cybertruck. And he told me from his personal experience, with the Model 3 reservation, once your number came up, you had, I think, like 24 hours to confirm your order and place it. And if you didn't, it will go to the next person. And for the Cybertruck, he hasn't seen that experience at all. So he feels like consumer adoption is very low for the Cybertruck, and he doesn't see it really improving.
But you don't need reservations for a Model 3 anymore, do you?
No. They're pretty much given away. Oh yeah. There's that
And then
big
Hertz
fix
is dumping 20,000.
Yeah, exactly. Great. I forgot to add that to our notes. Let me add that here. Great point, Larry. Thank you for reminding me. So if you didn't know, Hertz is dumping 20,000 electric vehicles, a lot of Teslas. And this will devastate resale value. And this is an upcoming news article, but Elon lowered prices again in Germany. So that's price reduction number 8 that we've been tracking.
I was driving down El Camino here in Sunnyvale, and they have a couple of Tesla showrooms there, and their lots were full too.
Wow, yeah.
But the Toyota lots aren't full.
Yeah, and when it comes to when an insurance company dumps their fleet, it's actually a big deal. So to take a step back, the number one selling car is what? The Toyota Camry in the United States, right? And then the F-150 is number 2. That's because Toyota does fleet sales to rental companies, and Honda doesn't. But if Honda did, then the Honda Accord would be number 1, topping even the Toyota Camry. And Honda doesn't because it wants to protect the resale value for their bread and butter consumer, versus Toyota doesn't give a shit and just wants to, sell more units at the end of the day. So slight philosophical difference between Toyota and Honda there. But yeah, let's take a closer look here. Hertz is selling 20,000 vehicles, or about 1/3 of the global EV fleet. And yeah, that's significant. So let's see. 245 million into net depreciation related to the sale, blah, blah, blah. So yeah, all those Tom
Hertz
Brady.
US only?
That's a great question. Since their bankruptcy IPO, I don't know what the hell's going on, but they have global in the name, which might be a misnomer. But let's see. Oh, they do operate 160 countries. Okay, Yeah.
But I doubt many of those outside of Europe would have a sniffing chance at an EV.
Yeah, the infrastructure is quite different outside the United States, right? It's a bit more hit and miss.
Why are they selling EV? Why are they selling the electric cars?
Because nobody
so-
wants to rent them.
Right, and
Nobody
the to-
wants to rent them.
and the
No,
Okay.
you got to
total-
recharge them before you bring them back. I'm not
Oh, it's
gonna-
worse than that. They
Ah.
give it to them, and the customer walks in, and it's at like 25% charge. So instead of driving, now they gotta hunt a charging station and waste a couple hours
Mhm.
charging.
And it depends on the temperature, right? Like if you're in a cold place, like you just lost 50% of battery capacity. You know, if it's
Oh, did you guys see on the weekend they could not all over the country they could not charge.
yeah, with the polar
It's all staying at
vortex.
zero.
Yeah.
Oh, so when it gets cold, then the electricity would not charge the car too well.
Correct. Right.
And it would take a
'cause-
long time.
Right.
Plus, you lose
Oh.
range, so you got to charge twice as often.
Okay.
So it's
N-
to
now-
do with the battery. It's to do with the battery chemistry. So when it becomes cold, the electrons will not pass to the extent that you can charge the batteries. So as it was just mentioned about the Chicago situation, it was so cold that the batteries were not accepting charge.
Yeah.
And
So
then,
who are they selling the cars to?
Sucker will buy it.
wholesalers,
Wholesalers?
They
yeah.
sell to the public. They
So
go
you
to
can
their
we can
site
buy
and you buy
directly.
it.
Yeah,
they
Hertz
are a
sells.
dealer.
Yeah,
You
there's
can-
Hertz used car lots everywhere.
yeah.
Oh, okay. So you can
Let's
buy
look, guys.
directly.
And they're very cheap. $20,000 Model 3s. Like we'll confirm it right here. I'll show you guys.
Really?
Yeah, no,
Yeah.
we'll
Go on
look.
the site. How much they want?
Yeah, let's find out.
Tesla Model 3. So okay, so Tesla units okay, let's make a note to look at this in a week. So here's the
Okay.
count. We'll get a screenshot and we'll look at this in a week. All right, let me get we'll see if
Maybe
the
they
number
even got
picks
a
up.
lot in Sunnyvale
Yeah.
next to the Tesla dealer.
Let me add this here.
So how much is going for?
Oh, give me 1 second. Let me drop the screenshot and then we'll track this. And we'll be good students. Wait, where did the screenshot go? Oh. Hold on. Okay, so this is January 18th. Okay. All right. Let's look inside. All right, Model 3. How much? Let's sort by cheapest. Okay. Oh my God. 21,000. What did we say?
21,000. How many miles? How many miles in there?
93,000.
They're beat up. 100,000 miles.
Oh, really?
93,000 miles. So what
Those
is
batteries are going to be so used up because people don't care how they charge them, right?
Right.
It's not
Mm.
optimized. It's going to be
Yeah.
charged like badly.
and think about that. That's like in 2 years, like 2 to 3 years, they racked up 92,000 miles. So that's 30,000 miles a year. The average car during
10,000.
pre-COVID was 10,000. So this is 3x. Like
Wow.
so if you have an hour commute one way, on average, so 2 hours a day in the car, this is like 6 hours nonstop operation per day, nonstop.
Wow.
So when it's not moving, it's charging.
So it's not a good idea to buy used
And then
Tesla.
also the total cost of ownership, like if this gets dinged a little bit, those repairs are astronomical, right? And then the
Mhm.
insurance factor is complicated for Teslas as well. So
And I hear they eat tires too.
yeah. There's so much torque. It definitely devours tires.
So it's better not to buy used Tesla then, right? Just buy a new Tesla.
Some people can get a brand new Tesla for 20,000 with the tax credits and California incentives. So
Right.
get a 2024 0 miles.
Right.
If you know how to do it. So
Here's Pleasanton. You could buy it today, right here, not too far away.
No, not for hundreds of thousands of miles. No.
Hey, I got some
Uh,
Tesla news. I took a picture this weekend. So you know, Cybertrucks they've been
Mhm.
getting stuck in the snow all over, and people
What?
laugh. Oh yeah, like one was carrying a Christmas tree and could not even go on a slight incline.
Oh my gosh.
Wow.
See that second picture?
Oh.
So now I went to Tahoe this weekend. So on the way back,
Uh-huh.
I saw a Cybertruck with a new secret accessory to get it out of the snow. You guys want to see the
Mhm.
picture I
I
took?
Yeah.
do. Oh my God.
Yeah,
Uh,
yeah.
which mountain did you go to,
I
Flav?
posted it in the chat.
In the chat.
I took a picture on the way back.
Chat.
We don't see it. Okay, coming.
It's
coming.
uploading. It's uploading.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh my gosh.
One of the
This is
dads.
hilarious.
Oh my gosh.
It's a snowmobile. This was on the freeway on 80.
In case you get stuck, you have to tow
In
your
case you
way
get
out.
stuck, you don't have to have an
Wow.
F-150 Ford pull you out and go on Twitter.
There's
It
no
must be the tires that they supply are worthless in cold weather.
Yeah, and it's
yeah,
a
yeah.
heavy vehicle.
And
Wow.
these are manufactured at the Austin factories.
Yeah, that
So
had a Texas license plate. If you can see
yeah,
in my picture, it's the RC
yeah,
release
yeah.
candidate.
That's hilarious. Oh.
Wow.
Which mountain did you go to, Flav?
I went to Incline Village.
Oh, okay. Oh, I mean, it's a great part on the north side. Yeah,
Yeah.
beautiful.
I
I mean, did you go skiing at all? Like, did you hit the slopes?
No, because we had kids with us, but we went
Oh, okay.
sledding, stuff like that.
Okay, okay.
I saw
That's
two cyber trucks
hilarious.
in a few weeks in this area. One of them, one of the dads at the music school, he came in last week. He brought his kid into the school with a cyber truck.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Uh, okay, this is great. And then we talked about the fake Neil downhill truck ads before, right? And this engineer did the math and looked at their pitch that the Tesla towing a 911 is faster than the 911. And this guy crunched numbers, looked at the actual video footage frame by frame, and caught them in a lie. So the quarter mile is actually an eighth of a mile. And
Oh.
all the footage is doctored. Like they just cut it before the actual 911, the power curve kicks up on the back end, not the front end. So yeah, they cut that off. But if you want to watch the video, it's hilarious. So this kind of goes back to like Neil's downhill truck filming fiasco. So this is kind of similar. And this engineer yeah, broke it down frame by frame. It's an excellent piece, really good. So people are surprised that Mr. Elon Musk, the honest grifter, lied again. It's just like
I mean, if Elon lied like this, wouldn't he be facing some sort of lawsuits, just like what what happened to
no,
Nicola?
Wani,
he's
you're
n-
so funny.
he's the number
No.
one DLD contractor. He's the golden boy.
Oh.
He's selected to do this. He's the front man. He's the real rhino in action, right?
But
Mm.
also he does not use these to float more stock like Nikola did.
This is just to sell the dump truck. Yeah.
Yeah, that's just to sell the truck. That's just marketing puffery.
Yeah.
And Nikola was violating SEC rules.
Yeah. We haven't looked at Nikola stock. Where what are they? Are they even
50
solvent?
cents.
Oh my God.
Where's the source video where he's saying they did do that?
Source video for which item, Rob?
On the engineering explained video, I don't see a thing. It says a Cybertruck versus an F-150 stunt.
Oh, it's the Cybertruck 911. So this was at the demo day. So he
There's a Cybertruck 911 search.
So
yeah, they found a track. It's in Sacramento where it's filmed, and it does not have a quarter mile stretch. Right?
Well, no, it has the quarter mile, but the bleachers end at an eighth.
okay, test.
Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
Watch the video.
yeah, it's a great explanation. And he did the math, and like the let me show you his whiteboard. It's kind of funny. Here, good thing Almer's not here because he'd be so pissed to hear all of this anti-Tesla news. But yeah, look at this guy. Like, so here's a Tesla. Sorry, the Cybertruck. He drew a triangle, and to represent the Porsche, he drew the Volkswagen Bug.
Yeah, that's good.
And then the triangle's towing the Bug. Okay, so you see that, right? And then I found this older guy. This is this parody from before. I posted it in Slack. I'm not a Signal. I think you saw it. It's the ginger Cybertruck. Yeah, Jim. Here we go. Here we go. Oh my God. Yes. Do you
That
see
was
it?
so funny. He talks like Scotty Kilmer. Do you know Scotty Kilmer?
Yes, he does. The
He-
Toyota
he's trying to-
Celica,
yeah.
the 94 Celica. God bless the Celica. Look at it. This guy, like one of the comments was great.
Oh my
He calls
God.
it Ginger Billy is the American flag in human form. Like he's just awesome. This is redneck engineering perfected. The Cybertruck, and his accent is hilarious, and this guy sunburns and everything for our entertainment. It's hilarious.
I posted the link for the original one.
Okay. Let me see.
Where? Okay.
Okay. Oh, okay, cool. All right, this is the promo from Tesla. Okay, cool. Yeah, but yeah.
So they didn't lie about it beating it on an eighth of a mile or off the line.
But then they overlay that dumb fact, and it makes it seem yeah. So
Where do they do that?
I'm confident they have legal.
the overlay right here.
Oh, gotcha. Nice.
Yeah, it simulates the feel that it's faster, and then they cut off the footage
Well,
before.
but under 11 seconds is not something to sneeze at.
Oh, 100%. I mean, but how much does a Cybertruck weigh? Like 4 tons?
Yeah.
Like let's make it really heavy and have toxic batteries that cannot be put out with water.
Well, I also read some things a couple days ago that people said that their Tesla gas tanks leaked out 1/3 of their gasoline overnight when it got too cold.
That's
Wow.
fun.
And when they went to the gas station, they had to pull out a hairdryer to warm up their gas tank before they could put gas in their Tesla gas tank.
That's wonderful.
I love
Yeah.
it.
Or the way Tesla calls it is preconditioning. What you do is you use the power that is stored in your battery, and you use that power to run a heater to heat up your batteries so that way they will take a charge properly. Or what I call it is pulling out a fire to heat up your gas tank so it'll take gasoline.
Yeah.
And then I posted a video to a different Discord about a guy who actually did that. Let me get you that video.
This was from Ross a bit ago before our EV rant here. But yes, what are we looking at here? Fed funds rates, COVID crash, fueling the everything bubble. Okay.
Diesel has super cold issues. I don't know.
There's 2 blends, right? There's diesel number 2, which is more winter friendly.
So I just posted a video of a guy doing the same thing in Alaska. And this is the way to do it.
Let's see. How to start a car that's frozen while it's stranded in Alaska. Oh, okay. That's cool. Wow, it's a snowplow?
No, it's just his truck, but he's got tracks on the back.
Oh, that's cool.
And it won't start. So what do you do when your battery's cold?
You're gonna warm up the fuel tank in the battery.
That's the battery.
Oh my God.
Wow.
And that battery still won't start it. If you had the volume up, you could hear it attempting to start both times. And the second start does feel healthier. But it also, you'll see what happens here. It does not work. So then he takes the next step.
Warm up the engine block. Okay.
So he puts the fire underneath it and he says,
Wow.
and later when you listen to it with audio, you'll hear him say, 18 inches of snow, hope my truck don't fall down. I got to do this just a little bit.
This is why a lot of truckers just just let it idle, and they don't risk it shutting off overnight.
And so this one works though, unlike the Teslas, who leaked out their a third of their gasoline overnight.
Well, everybody up there has the heaters on their engines.
Yeah.
Rudder.
This is more like outdoor parking that went awry. Yeah.
Yeah, he camps out in the boonies and digs holes and stuff.
Yeah.
So in conclusion, don't get an EV then, right? Don't buy electric car.
Well,
I think that's pretty easy to understand.
Well,
yeah, it's a little early.
And definitely do not use the self-driving feature. Like you are improving their algorithm with your life. Like it is not okay. Or it shouldn't be okay. But yeah, and let's look at Tesla as a stock.
Terrible.
What's the trading action here? Looking at momentum, we are also at the zero line. So it has been a bit out of favor. And we have earnings coming up on the 24th. And from our previous mini discussions on Tesla, we know that nearly half of the revenue is from China. And we know the Chinese market is in free fall. So we should see some revenue hits this time around. And let's look at the betting public. Yeah, a bit bearish. Yeah, okay. And we looked at Hertz, right? Hertz Global. PE of 3? Wait, what? What? The business is that well run now? Okay. It is not popular, lots of net selling. We're coming up on the floor price here and testing it yet again. But it seems to keep bouncing off $8. Interesting. Okay. I forgot Hertz was alive, and the last time I traded, it was the vol was 777. I have that screenshot, but yeah. All right, so Hertz, we'll take a look at you later. What does KSA? In Canadian North, they keep the engine running all night, and they use the engine block here to keep oil. Yeah.
Wow.
That is standard procedure. Yeah, I mean, because it wastes a couple of gallons, but it's a lot better than your truck doesn't start, because that's unacceptable. All right, cool. More domestic news. Has smoking lost its cool? We'll take a look at Philip Morris stocks, and I don't think I've ever traded that ever, but it is not popular. But let's see. Yeah, okay. But yeah, let's look at cigarette stocks.
Who smokes? Everybody vapes now, right?
I have friends that are diehard smokers, and for me, as like a smart guy, if a girl smokes, it's just automatic. You just know, like I know, like it just means she's had sexual child abuse. Like you just don't deal with that.
Like, do you want to kiss an ashtray?
Some people do. Yeah. It's like kissing an ashtray. It's revolting. Yeah. My dad smokes. It's horrific. Yeah. All right, let's look at Morris. Okay, so this is pacing, it's a steady decline. So yeah, it's not as popular. Yeah, and vaping is more popular because there's flavors and all kinds of stuff. But yeah, this looks like quite the dog.
But it's got a good dividend, I think.
Holy shit, 9.74%. Wow. Wow, that's incredible. And people are buying the dip today, but okay. Got earnings coming up. Okay. Yeah, that's a rich dividend. Holy cow. Okay.
They got a captive customer base.
Yeah. I think internationally smoking is different. So let's look at international.
Yeah. Japan, Japanese people smoke the most.
Yeah, but it's a government monopoly there.
Oh, is that, I don't know, but I
Yes.
know that Japanese men, they smoke the most.
Yeah, Koreans,
Everywhere. They can smoke
Chinese.
anywhere, everywhere.
Right.
Okay.
The government encourages it.
Oh, okay.
Okay. Oh, okay. Here we go. Russia, 38%. Bangladesh, what the hell? 30.
Whoa.
China, this is no surprise. Japan, pretty high. India's high. Australia's high. Argentina, Brazil, Bolivia, what the hell? 32.
US is the smallest.
Yeah, 14.4. It's, I mean, because I mean, we turn them into second-class citizens, right? Yeah. Okay. Oh, this is old too, but yeah. Here's the highest in 2022, smaller countries. Holy, Myanmar. Wow.
Whoa.
And then if you study like addiction theory, like going back to our earlier point, you're just self-medicating just to feel pain-free. It's kind of a diabolical thing. When someone smokes, like when someone is chain smoking, it just tells you they've had sexual child abuse, unfortunately. Like that's just the long and short of it.
You know,
What about
I
vaping?
don't know about
Vaping.
sexual child abuse. They have a chemical problem.
It's more than that. Like this is like Molyneux stuff. So like he's talked about it to death, and I've also looked at it extensively. Yeah. And
I think he fixates on child abuse.
as a
It's kind of like
cultural
when people drink, it's like drinking, right? They just want to feel relaxed and
No,
forget
it's
about
different.
problems.
No,
it's for pain.
It affects
It's
like the oxytocin and you like the real hormones. It really does. Like your body has nicotine something or other receptors all through it.
So why some people smoke and some don't?
Well,
it's not about the medium. It's about the need to self-medicate. It's about the pain that's there, like it's intrinsically. So like I'll give a really like crash course example. Dr. Gabor Mate, he used to run the addiction clinic in Toronto, and I remember one of his stories was every single every single female heroin addict that came through his practice was also sexually molested as a child, like 100%. And he like in addiction theory, he's one of the preeminent experts, and I've read a lot of his books and whatever, just to not fall into this trap, basically. But yeah, like it's like his research is quite extensive, and Stefan Molyneux has interviewed him and blah blah blah, and that's how I found out about his work. And actually, I met him in person when he came to speak in SF one time. He signed my book and whatever. But yeah, addiction theory is pretty serious. Like we don't have time to get into it, but yeah.
can you
And then
paste
it also,
the
ahead,
link into
Dave.
the notes?
CKS. Sorry. What is that? What is that, Dave?
Can you paste the link into the notes?
Oh yeah, sure.
I want to go back and look at that.
Yeah, and then
Cool
adverse childhood experience study, Kaiser. Okay, and maybe just to like, okay, child abuse is kind of complicated, but you can actually quantify it. And you can thank our friends at Kaiser who did a great longitudinal study on this. And like, how do you quantify child abuse? Well, they figured it out. Where's the survey? Yeah, where's the stupid survey? Yeah, we'll just do it as a group really quick. This is maybe a little bit more important than trading. And this is more of a parenting lesson of what not to do than here. Okay. Okay. All right. So Kaiser came up with a 10-question survey, and based on this, you can figure out how bad your child abuse is. Just look at it mentally. Just look at it. Just look at the 10 questions, and just keep track of how many yeses you answer. I answer like
Can't read
9.
it.
Oh, I'll make it.
Yeah,
Okay.
put that in
Can
the
you-
chat too.
Okay, chat. It's in the chat.
Can't read anything in there.
Oh, I'll make it bigger. Here we go.
Yeah. With what?
Okay, we'll do as a group here. Number 1.
Yeah,
Did a
let's do
parent-
it.
So just get a piece of paper and 1 through 10.
Okay.
Just write down write down the many yeses for each question. Okay.
Okay.
Did a parent or other adult in the household often swear at you, insult you, put you down, humiliate you, or act in a way that made you afraid that you might be physically hurt?
No.
Okay, I score a yes. Did a person or other adult in the household often push, grab, slap, or throw something at you?
No.
Or ever hit you so hard that you had marks or were injured? I
No.
score like for me, yes. Did an
Wow.
adult or person at least 5 years older than you touch or fondle you or have touch their body in a sexual way or try to have oral, anal, or vaginal sex with you? I also
No.
score a yes on this.
Oh
Number
my
4,
gosh.
you often feel that no one in your family loved you or thought you were important or special, or your family didn't look out for each other, feel close to each other, or support each other. Yeah, yes again. Number 5, did you often feel that you didn't have enough to eat, have to wear dirty clothes, or had no one to protect you, or your parents were too drunk or high to take care of you or take you to the doctor if you needed it? Also yes. Number 6, were your parents ever separated, divorced? Yes. Number 7, was your mother or stepmother often pushed, grabbed, slapped, or had something thrown at her, or sometimes or often kicked, bitten, hit with a fist, or hit with something hard, or ever repeatedly hit over, at least for a few minutes, or threatened with a gun or knife? Yes. Number 8, did you live with anyone who was a problem drinker or alcoholic or used street drugs? Yes. Number 9, was a household member depressed or mentally ill, or did a house member attempt suicide? 50-50. Did a household member go to prison? Yes. So depending how you count it, I score like an 8.5 or a 9 on this.
Wow.
With
You
this
have a rough
background,
childhood.
absolutely. I mean, you guys know some of my
Wow.
story. Like I take communism very personally because it was in the household. So I'm not an expert, but I've studied this a lot because if you don't, you die. Like with this background, you end up in a ditch, you go to jail, or you don't live to be old. And we do have an A/B test. It's myself and my cousin. My cousin is a GED dropout, drug addict. I don't know. I've lost touch. I don't talk to the family. So yeah.
Wow.
So yeah. So addiction theory is pretty important. Like again, this is a parenting lesson, like things not to do. Like it's easier to prevent than to fix. And I'm an exception. I'm an outlier of outliers. That's why Warren's instincts are sharper than most. It's hard to explain. And going back to our poker conversation, Wani, the other day, like I smell blood in a different way, that people don't understand. Because when you're surrounded by predators and criminals, everything is a life or death struggle. So I don't read people. Like I weigh souls. It's hard to explain, and that's why like I always know if someone's lying to me because I need to interpret someone's intentions right away. Like, am I gonna get molested today? Am I gonna get beaten today? Am I gonna get fed today? Like, I need to know what the fuck is happening. Like,
Right. You
immediately.
don't have trust. You don't trust people.
No,
You
I do
lose
trust
trust.
people. I'm just like I have to
You
read
just
people.
can. Yeah.
No, I have to read people. Like I have to
yeah.
read people like immediately. Yeah. So yeah.
Wow. We're complete opposite. I always trust and think that everyone is good. That's my problem too.
Well, they left an important question off the survey, and that is, has any member of your household been chained or caged up for, say, more than a year at a time?
That has I mean this goes into dark tunnels, right? And my name literally reflects that. If you know what a Warren is, it's endless rabbit tunnels. So, but yeah. All right, back to cocaine. All right, but yeah, not to get too off topic, but yeah, just please be good parents or don't have kids. End of story.
Make me feel like I'm an angel mom.
Yeah.
Like an angel.
Yeah. If you guys met my family, you would understand. Okay, no worries.
Wow.
And the book's coming out, so don't worry. Book one is I think I want to say halfway, but yeah. This is all documented. I'm monetizing all of this, and when I'm telling the story. Okay.
Wow.
Back to drugs and self-medication. Where is all the cocoa production facilities? Mostly Colombia. Bolivia is a player as well. But yeah, we can't really trade on this, but we can definitely look at proxies, right? So we gotta look at this is sort of toss. Rick's Cabaret. Um, this it looks like this episode's all about sex, drugs, and rock and roll. But yeah, so here's our strip club IPO. How is it performing? It is trading below its 500-day and 200-day moving average. We got earnings coming up. People have been buying it up in the last couple of weeks. Not sure why, but it has stayed stagnant at 62. Very thin options market, but yeah, okay. All right. But yes, strip clubs and cocaine go hand in hand, I guess. All right. So we talked about cigarettes, carbon credits. Let's go back to our notes. Oh, we gotta get to the China news. Holy cow. All right. Oh, this is old, pardon me. Let's look at ITB actually really quick. This is our home builder ETF, and I couldn't share the article because of the zero hedge paywall, but December had the fewest amount of housing starts on the permit counts. And that's no surprise to us with the high cost of capital for mortgages. And let's see, ITB is still trading at a relative high. So yeah, this is a lot of materials companies, paint, and stuff. Okay.
So around here, did you hear that Kelly Moore Paints went out of business?
Yeah, based in San
Really?
Carlos. Yeah.
Oh, wow.
Just this week.
Yeah.
Wow. Did somebody
least-
buy them? No, they just went out of business.
They couldn't
Yeah.
find a buyer, so they just closed the doors.
Wow. Kelly Moore been around for so long. How
Mhm.
could they be? Wow.
People aren't, this isn't
Painting?
2020. People aren't painting is the best. Yeah.
I mean, homes still have to be painted.
Well, yeah, but
No, they don't.
more than Costco paint.
No, they don't.
They don't. They don't
When do
paint their
you
house.
when do you paint your house?
That's not the issue here. The issue is their liability from having asbestos in their products.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh, is that the key issue? Okay.
Yeah,
it's true. It's
Did-
they had a
true.
lot of
Oh.
legal liability from that.
Oh, here we go. Yeah, you're right. 3 decades of asbestos claims. Oh, okay.
Wow. So that's good for the competitors, Bear, and who's the other one?
Sherwin-Williams.
Sherwin-Williams. Yeah.
Yeah.
No.
No?
Berkshire Hathaway and what the hell? He owns what is it?
Moody's?
No.
Paint related?
Yeah. He owns
Let's see. Benjamin Moore. Here we
Benjamin
go.
Moore.
Benjamin Moore.
Benjamin Moore.
Ah,
But hang on. You paint your house when you move in and when you move out. People
Move
stop doing
in.
that. But they
see.
Move
stop
in.
doing that.
So also, Warren, take a look at SHW ticker. That's Sherwin-Williams, and it's booming.
Whoa, look at that.
Oh, damn. I'll write that down. Sure.
One competitor gone.
Let's look at the analytics. Monthly contracts. Yeah, not the biggest options market in the world, but yeah, you could sell some put spreads. Yeah. Cool. All right. And this is a component of ITB, which is let's look at that ETF really quick. DH Horton, Lennar, NVR pulled Sherwin-Williams right here, Lowe's, Home Depot, Toll Brothers, Top Build, Builders First Source. Yeah. And this probably overlaps with XLI, our subsector, a little bit as well. Industrial Select. Maybe not quite home specific. Oh no, I was wrong. This is heavy machinery, infrastructure, Boeing, Jesus Christ. We've got to talk about Boeing.
Mhm.
But yeah, okay, this is a little different. My apologies. This is actual industrial, not residential focused. But yeah. Okay. So yeah, that's cooking. We talked about this a little bit earlier, but yes, this is Tesla price reduction number 8, and also freaking paywall, but not it's not a show of strength at least, and something's wrong in the Euro market. And we do know that BYD is flooding cheap EVs that don't even work to the European market. So Tesla is obviously trying to respond to that. Okay. No surprise there. And I thought this is kind of cool. We've looked at REITs before, but there's also data center specific REITs. And I thought this is kind of cool looking at where the biggest data center markets are. And of course, Langley and all of the three-letter alphabet agencies is the peak here after Beijing, London, Singapore. Here we are, Silicon Valley. And here's Mumbai, here's Portland, Paris. Cool. New York. Okay.
Does this list exclude like Bitcoin mining centers?
I guess that's the private market, right? So that wouldn't be counted in this.
And also NSA has a big one in Utah.
Yes. Is that included here? Let me go back.
I didn't see it.
Okay, you know Utah? Okay. But yes, there are data center REITs. Let's look at them really quickly. Equinox. Okay, what are the stickers? EQIX. Oh, before I forget, there is a watch list. It's just really cluttered. It's the default one on TOS. It's called REITs right here. Yeah, it's all cluttered. So, the sector leader, this is 5G towers, and then they throw everything else in here. So you have like residential, domestic, strip malls next to digital realty type stuff. So it's kind of confusing. But yeah, here's Equinix, digital realty. Let's look at the big boys first.
ELD is a big one.
Yeah, let's see if it's tradable. It's been range bound recently for the last 2-3 months. But it does seem to have hit a top. And they tried to break out earlier, and that was a big fat doji, looks like, at the 816 mark. Okay. Let's look at digital realty, DLR. You'll see this along Central Expressway all day, every day. And this seems to be doing a little bit better. And yeah, okay. And then what's the other one? Global X Data Center,
ELD.
VPN. Yeah. What is this? What the hell is this? Okay, something else. What's that ticker, Kurt?
Prologis PLD.
PLD, thank you. PLD. Okay, what can we see here? Inflows, it's touching its 500-day moving average. How is the betting public? Bearish? Okay, it's such a thin market. We don't want to read too deeply into it. But yeah, but this seems like a complicated trade. Okay, so not really tradable, but we'll keep our eye on it. Okay, cool. I don't have jobs news. Oh shit. This was depressing as hell. Gonzalo Lira has been killed. So I gotta back up a little bit. So this guy is pretty famous in the dating men's red pill space. He used to be called Coach Red Pill, and unfortunately he lost his channel because YouTube is very progressive and doesn't like it when you talk about like feminist topics.
Ukraine killed Lira?
Yeah. He died, double pneumonia, was denied medical care, and it was his second time in prison. And in the sort of men's red pill space, we've never had a casualty like this. And this guy was really talented. He made great videos on like here. I'll pull up his stuff. So he started off his career as Coach Red Pill, got his channel demonetized and lost it. Like he talks a lot like a lot of dating stuff. And I'll just show you like some of his titles. It's kind of it's a cool stuff. And I devoured a lot of his content. Like started he came onto the scene like in the 2015. And this is a mirrored site for a lot of his stuff.
What was he doing in
yeah, I'll explain.
Ukraine?
I understand. I'll get there.
I mean, I don't go to Amar's house and say Tesla sucks. I'm going to get punched in the nose.
100%. I'll explain. But this is his body of work. He talks stuff like, why nice guys attract whores and damaged girls. Like he really gets intersectional dynamics at a deep visceral level. Don't date girls with tattoos. Avoid damaged goods. How to pick a wife. Never settle for a fat girl, never date a single mother. Women have no principle, no loyalty, and that's okay. Blah, blah, blah. For young men, like you don't really learn this stuff, from dad. So this is kind of helpful in navigating the amount of horrors that are available today. So this is kind of stuff that he was famous for in 2015 era. And then he got into more geopolitical topics because he has an extensive like finance background. And like he made great videos like Saudi Arabia, red pill, like this, like where's the, oh it's not even on YouTube anymore. But like one of his best videos that I liked was geopolitics, where he talked about like Saudi Arabia is the 51st state of the the 51st state of the United States because it's basically with our agreement with OPEC and forcing everyone to trade in the dollar, blah blah blah. So and then he got into more here, I'll show you the video that got him killed. So here's so getting to Rob's point, he married a Ukrainian woman, was living in the Ukraine, and he kind of unintentionally got into is this channel down? Oh shit. He took out his channel. Oh, what the fuck? Hold on. Where's this channel? I don't even see it here anymore. Oh my God. They ripped
this is why you rip people's stuff.
I was going to. It was on my to-do list.
I would have ripped everything that Stefan Molyneux did. There was just a lot of cool stuff. I really enjoyed it.
Like some of my footage, like I need to get. But anyway, I think this is one of the channels. This isn't the main channel. Like things are happening, but his breakdowns of the Ukraine situation was amazing. And he's not Russian news. He's just calling a spade. And he called out Victoria Nuland, the Undersecretary of Defense. Foreign Affairs? No, sorry, the Undersecretary of State. My apologies. And that's what got him killed. So he called out Zelensky's true origins and his benefactor, his billionaire benefactor, and
well, I would do it. Everybody knows Nuland is dirty.
Right. So he was throwing rocks from a glass house in Ukraine behind enemy lines.
Yeah, that's a stupid idea.
That's a little dangerous. And then I'll explain why this was obviously was foolish. And by his own admission, as sharp as he is, as smart as he is, he's a Hollywood writer, movie producer, but he has a conservative bent, which is unique. And he made his money and then pieced out to Europe just to raise a family and be there. And as you can see, I've watched almost all of his videos.
Warren, is he American or what nationality?
He's American. He's American and Chilean. I'll drop his link in a chat. But yeah, his geopolitical breakdowns are still like amazing. Like you guys should watch some of his
endorse
stuff.
Biden.
Pardon me?
It's that one says endorse Biden.
That's it's a red herring. Don't worry. It's a red herring. Don't worry about it.
Who killed him? Who killed him?
The Zelensky
How
regime.
did he get killed?
The Zelensky regime with Victoria Nuland's blessing, because he called them out. And it was just a fucking YouTube video. Let me see. Victoria. Okay, the video is gone. Like I can't even find it. Zelensky. It's not even here anymore. It's deleted.
How was he killed? How was he killed?
He died in prison. He was trying to flee
Oh.
across the border to get to Poland, I believe, and
Oh.
then fly out of the country. But he never made it. But he did post like his last video, and it's just unfortunate. So yeah, he unintentionally became an investigative reporter from behind enemy lines because he was stuck there. And oh yeah, his flaw isn't that he threw rocks from a glass house, but he didn't get out of Dodge. Like this is his second stint in Ukrainian prison, and his first time he should have known to leave the country. He didn't. That was his mistake.
Warren,
Sorry?
there are old warriors and there are bold warriors.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
What do you mean no to get out of Ukraine after the first time in prison? How about don't open your big fat mouth and not go to prison the first time? How about not marry a Ukrainian woman? How about take your own dang advice?
100%, 100%.
Right,
And
right.
I believe that physician heal thyself is a saying for a reason.
I'm with you. I'm with you. And then
Yeah.
as sharp as he is, the one huge flaw in my mind is he and by his own admission, he's never really broken the law. And when you're dealing with like hustlers and gangsters that live in the gray and the black markets, you kind of need some street and criminal elements to survive in that world. And he just was out of his element. Like rule of law in California does not apply over there, and neither does free speech.
So basically below the Dunning-Kruger line on geopolitics.
Correct. Oh no, not geopolitics, but like
Yes.
data.
No,
okay, fine.
geopolitics. The
Correct.
part where the geo kills your head.
Okay, apply geopolitics fail. Understandable. Yeah. So I talk a lot of shit about commies, but I do it from California. So I'm not broadcasting from Shanghai as I could be, right? So it's just like he didn't have criminality in his makeup, and he doesn't have combat experience. Like he has no firearms, never trained martial arts. I feel like he didn't understand like the amount of violence that was coming down, just coming towards him. It's kind of like that De Niro quote in Heat. Like when you feel the heat around the corner, you need to know to drop everything and to fucking run. And not that I'm a gangster, but I've done. I mean, what's a good quote? It's from Guy Ritchie's movie with Colin Farrell. It's one of the characters says, "I'm not a gangster, but I've been forced to do some gangster things, and that's okay." So we'll just leave it at that. But yes, okay. Let's get to the rest of the show. Okay. So yeah, just I want to call out. We've lost a hero, and it's a shame, and it's an atrocity of what the Zelensky regime has done. Okay, moving on. Getting to our next topic. From cocaine to arms sales, right? All right, who's selling the most guns? The USA, Russia, France, China, Germany, Italy, Great Britain. Is this Spain? Yeah, Spain, and yeah. Okay, no surprises there. How do we trade this? We can kind of trade US ammunition to a certain extent. Let's pull up the watch list. Okay, here we go. Here's Winchester Firearms, which is now rebranded as Olin. And let's take a look at their stock. We haven't looked at this in a little bit. And with the ammunition shortage at the street level, price action doesn't really reflect that. But yeah, the gun market is just weird to trade. I've tried to understand it as a fan. Like it's hard to make it work. Let's look at Ruger. It's a major US manufacturer. Prices are depressed. Like, I don't get it. This doesn't make sense to me because, I look at secondary sales for firearms and accessories and ammunition, and I don't get it. Okay, we're running out of time, so we'll leave this behind because I want to get to the Chinese news. And I told you this show was very sex, drugs, and rock and roll today. But yeah, Davos meeting just ended, and of course, all the working gals are booked out. So not only are these hypocrites flying all their private jets to Davos, they're having a lot of extracurricular activities overnight. And no surprises there, right? Politicians, typical scum. And we already looked at Rick's Cabaret, our strip club IPO, but yeah. And then continuing the sex, drugs, and rock and roll theme, we've been talking about dating apps a little bit, and some mofos are literally dropping dead because they think sex tourism is all gravy in Latin America, and it's not. This is not Asia. It's a different ball game. Like, I mean, Wani's from Thailand. Like, you can walk around Pattaya, Phuket, Bangkok at 3 a.m. and no one's going to really mess with you, right? It's relatively safe. But you cannot say the same for, Colombia, Ecuador, and all these other countries. And the cartel runs the scene there. It's not safe. So these mofos, go there for sex tourism. They fire up Tinder. They go to like shady whorehouses and they get their heads chopped off. Like play stupid games, win stupid prizes, right?
Yep.
And yeah, and then this bubbled up in December. I didn't bring it up, but I don't even know this guy, but this guy is he's a Hmong comedian, and this idiot also died in Colombia. Also meeting women on Tinder. Like
Wow.
this is when you let the little head dominate the big head and you lose your life. And apply geopolitics, right? Like there's a safe way to do sex tourism and there's a stupid way to do sex tourism. And these guys thought they could save some money and go to the Dominican Republic or whatever and these equivalents and Colombia and blah blah blah. And they think it's cheap and it's safe. Like, no, it's not. And you could fly to any of these countries for a couple $100, but if you want to fly to Bangkok, that's a $1,000 ticket and above. So the price, the barrier to entry is a little bit different. But but if you're going to do sex tourism, it's a lot safer there. So
So
yeah.
the mafia, the gangsters killed these people for what reasons?
I mean, they're just
They can just rob them, right? They can just
Right. There's kidnapping, extortion, they take all your
Right.
cash, and then they'll empty your ATM account.
Well, they
and
want
also,
the retirement fund. I mean, the thing is, they want the big money.
yeah. And also, like, you're just a gringo. You are food to these folks. Like, people don't understand that for sociopaths, these are predators, and they look at people like food. And like as a poker player, I know this dynamic. Like, I know who's food and who's not. So just don't be food is the main thing. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, don't be stupid.
Hey, Warren.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's the I know you were on Zero Hedge for a while. What's the news link you're on now, showing those news stories?
Oh, a lot of this just just things in passing the stories that I look at. Yeah, Zero Hedge I primarily get, but I'm in a bunch of forums and different
He's
feeds.
in the documents. It's posted in the chat.
Oh yeah, let me share this.
Okay. All of these are posted in your chat. That's what you're
Yeah, he's got a document
from the
out of
beginning.
Zero.
Yeah. Here. And then I posted a PDF earlier. You can scroll up, but here's the actual Google Docs link. And
Okay.
let me re-upload the PDF so you can have a hard copy. Yeah. Cool. Yeah. Okay, good question. Yeah, no
Thanks.
problem. Okay. So yeah, just if you're going to do sex tourism, be safe, do it in Asia or go to Amsterdam, whatever have you. There's the Bunny Ranch in Nevada. Like it's sort of a necessary evil. Like guys just need to let off some steam.
Or don't do it.
You heard that right. You can get lasting relief.
I'm just gonna mute you, Gordon. I think your TV's on.
Just don't do things like that.
Just don't do it. Guys are desperate. Like their wives aren't fucking them. What can I say? It's okay. Okay. Back to geopolitical news. The missing Navy SEALs apparently were trying to stop the Persian acquisition of missile components for the Houthi factions, and two of them have disappeared. The official story is they fell off into the water in a nighttime boarding mission. Like, how stupid do you think we are? But yeah, they're gone. Okay, so yeah, so that's the Houthi situation. All right, I don't really have oil news. I don't have gold news. Let's talk about China news. Finally, the good stuff. All right, so Taiwan election has concluded, and the Green Party, the DPP, have won, and this is the anti-China faction, and this is a very contentious election in Taiwanese history. there were basically two pro-China factions. The Independent Party was even pro-China, and that was headed by Mr. Guo of Foxconn Millions and Billions, and he dropped out because he didn't want to divide the pro-China vote. Like these guys are nuts. But yeah, so this is a huge win for Taiwan and for freedom lovers everywhere. And Biden, right on schedule, came out and said, "We do not, we do not recognize the independence of Taiwan." Like just right on schedule, like Beijing Biden.
It was crazy.
Yeah.
So there's a couple of articles about where the money's flowing from. I didn't save the articles, but
Oh yeah, I mean, everyone in the Uniparty has made deals with Taiwan and China for this, right? And the big one is semiconductors. Like Pelosi's son was dragged into Pelosi mom's recent Taiwan visit, and he was there to do business. So, but yeah, here's Taiwan Semiconductor, and again, it's extremely sensitive to any Asian-specific news, especially like North Korean missiles and whatnot. And as you can see here, we have this huge gap up because at least the election is settled here. So yeah, TSM is doing nicely. It's up a lot. I didn't play this. I didn't know which way it was going to go. So and knowing China, if they came out that a pro-China candidate won, I wouldn't be surprised.
But
so
that's today. The election was several days ago.
Yeah.
Yeah. So okay. So there's some
Yeah, it was
lag here
a few
then.
days ago. Yeah.
Yeah, then this is something else maybe. But I mean, this is good for This is good for TSM's long-term prospects. And looking at the live news, I don't see anything that justifies this gap up. Oh, I'll have to do some.
It had earnings. TSM has earnings today.
Oh, is that why? Okay, my
Yeah,
mistake.
it gapped up like 10 points this morning.
Oh, it beat. Okay, beat
Yeah.
top line and bottom line, I
Yep.
assume. Okay. So I misread that. My apologies. And of course, this was recorded for all posterity. Yeah. Okay. So that's the election. I mean, that's a good thing. Okay. This is kind of cool. China offers ultra rare iPhone 15 discount amid China, and we know domestic consumption in China has collapsed, and this is going to do diddly squat. And there's also a sort of nationalistic fervor in China to buy more Chinese phones that also really suck. But yeah, let's look at Apple. We haven't looked at them in a little bit. They had problems in the EU and recent downgrades, among other things. Wow, momentum is completely shifted. They are back at the zero line. There's no buying, no selling. It's treading water. Holy cow. And it's about to touch the 200-day moving average here.
They're up 3% today, though.
Yeah. But yeah, let's look at the betting public. What is the analytics? Yeah, mixed bag, slightly bearish, but yeah, mixed bag, up today. Okay, cool. So that's happening. But yeah, nothing says strength like discounts, right? This kind of reminds me of Elon Musk with the German price cuts. All right. And of course, we love to talk about the American plunge protection team with the New York Fed buying up all kinds of securities. And now the Chinese plunge protection team is back in action. And let's look at these guys. So they're going to, they're trying to keep up the stock market. They're buying up ETFs directly. And let me pull up the Shanghai Exchange. Actually, the link's on the chat. Let me pull up the market link really quick for you guys. Where is that? Oh, I forgot to run the poll. Oh, my bad. Sorry. Where's the link? Okay, Shanghai Composite Index. Here we go. All right. So as we know from our past conversations, China, the key level here is the 3,000 mark, and if that breaks, then the market's definitely in trouble. And they have not been able to hold 3,000 at all. So we can definitely think this is bearish. And again, from a market cap perspective, China was the top loser of 2023. And that was just an appetizer. And in 2024, you will see the rip your face off collapse, among other things. And let's go to our actual price charts really quick. And let's look at Chinese large cap, which is FXI. And Wani was mentioning earlier that a lot of folks are trying to buy this dip. And those guys are flaming idiots. There's nothing to buy. And as you see, momentum has gone the other way. We are at negative $200 million, negative 200 million shares currently. And look at all these. Look, doji, gap down, doji, gap down. So that's, yeah, this is FXI, Chinese large cap stock, large cap stocks. Let's go to KWeb. This is Chinese internet stocks. And this is also net selling like crazy. And then if you want a little bit more leverage, here's CWeb. This is a 2Xer, also in fierce sell-off territory. And here's our sector leader, Alibaba, which unfortunately is on the wrong side of the communistic turf war. And unfortunately, they are allied with the Shanghai interests of the Commie Party. And that is completely adversarial to the Beijing interests. And Alibaba is going to pay the price for that error. And other cousins of them are also in the same boat, such as Baidu, which is also not doing well. And who else am I taking? Weibo, which is the go-to messaging app of China, is also not doing well. But there is one stock that is doing well. And the reason for that is it is allied with Beijing. And this is Pinduoduo, especially with their Temu spinoff, which Americans can't seem to buy enough of. And so this is the only stock that's doing well, but everything else is collapsing. And if we go to our Chinese watch list, affectionately called Panda Tech, we'll see here with the corresponding polygons of market cap. But yeah, a lot of these guys are definitely in trouble. Billy as well here, among other players. Okay, let's go back to our
Tencent is on the wrong side?
Pardon me?
Tencent is on the wrong side?
Tencent, yeah,
I mean, that would be Weibo.
Well, Tencent is hard to trade.
No, I mean, I'm thinking politics.
Politics, yeah. I mean, tech is not a Beijing strength. It's a Shanghainese strength because the tech hub is the Shanghai area, and the tech city is Hangzhou, which is next to Shanghai. It's like a suburb of Shanghai, basically. But yeah. So yeah, China, you're like if you want a really simple trade idea, just short Chinese tech stocks and walk away, and you're just gonna make a pile of money. All right, cool. Let's go back to our news articles. Fun stuff. Alibaba is selling kamikaze drones. Oh, products no longer. Oh, okay, looks like this has been removed, but someone did have the screenshot at least for a little bit, so that was kind of cool. Yes, so if you want to make drone parts, you can acquire components at least. All right, and then what else? China coal production hit a new high in 2023. I love the
Only a
Zoolander.
couple years ago, they were trying to ramp down all the coal mines.
Yeah.
I mean, I knew this was going to happen, but
well, this is the reaction to the Australian situation, which was a self-inflicted wound, right? So the problem with Chinese coal is that it's not as dense, and it's extremely dirty. So a lot of coal-fired plants aren't designed to use Chinese coal. They're designed to use Australian coal, which is it's a higher quality product. So these new coal productions are for the shitty Chinese stuff. So they're lower yield and blah blah blah. And
U.S. exports were huge. I mean, I thought that was always really funny in 2020 and 1-2.
Yeah.
You know, soybeans and coal, and there was pork, lots and lots and lots of pork.
Lots of pork. Yeah, I like Chinese people love pork like crazy. But yeah, here's a quick update on Taiwan's official recognition of independence, and it's kind of pathetic. Who's the biggest player here? The Vatican City, maybe? I don't know. Haiti, Belize, Guatemala, St. Lucia. Like these are jokes. So yeah,
those are tax havens. I mean, half of those are tax havens.
Yeah, maybe not the Marshall Islands. It's a little radioactive still. Okay. Yes. All right, let's talk about Chinese semiconductors. So looks like the allure of money is still powerful, and people are trying to figure out how to sneak hardware into China. And yeah, there's a better quote that was here that I remembered.
But the old cards are, even the really old cards are really only an order of magnitude. And now that they took them offline from crypto,
Yeah, I mean,
they can't scale up 10x, but they can repurpose.
Right. So if they can break the 7 nanometer threshold, is a big question.
Yeah.
At least they'll be focused on that while the rest of the world is looking past that. So yeah, but I mean, what was the other? I had a better article. Oh yeah, here we go. Again, China is a paper tiger, so I don't want people to worry about too much about their semiconductors when they can't even, figure out fuel supplies for missiles. So you guys probably saw stuff like this, which was the People's Liberation Army is using rocket fuel to cook hot pot, like Chinese hot pot. Just the amount of shortcuts and fraud and corruption is just legendary from top to bottom. And this is one of the reasons why the rocket force was purged nonstop, because a lot of these situations are being revealed. And the rocket force is supposed to be the preeminent nuclear arms division of the People's Liberation Army. And come to ultimately it was discovered that no, it was just a massive grifting project, and the offensive capabilities are non-existent. So to a certain extent, Taiwan has nothing to worry about, but Xi Jinping is dealing with unparalleled amounts of civil unrest, and he has to go to war. So whether an invasion of Taiwan works or not doesn't even matter. It just buys him more time to get out of Dodge, at least for his family. I think his fate is sealed. Like, he's gonna die in China no matter what. But yeah, here's
if you want some real hot pot, they should take some plutonium from their nuclear warheads and put it in there.
Or we'll keep praying for that for sure. But yeah, so supposedly here is Chinese hot pot powered by missile fuel. I mean, I'm not a rocket engineer. I mean, I'm not a rocket scientist, but I mean, solid rocket fuel is tricky. I mean, the safety precautions involved, or the lack of safety precautions involved, would terrify me. Like, I wouldn't use rocket fuel to cook shit. Even pouring gasoline on a fire scares the shit out of me. So I'll be a little bit wary of this. But then
that was solid rocket fuel?
I mean, it depends, right? I'm not sure. Like, is it liquid or solid? Like, which missile system were they working with? Like, who knows?
Yeah, I'm sure there's an article.
And then
there was another article that said they replaced it with water.
Yeah, right. They filled it back up with water.
Kerosene is what they use for airplanes.
And this kind of lack of safety protocol, obviously it makes a corona lab leak, very probable. And now Fauci's come out and said, oh, the 6-foot rule, I just made that up. Oh, the lab leak, conspiracy theory, probably legitimate. Like Fauci, holy shit, you're gonna be hung in for all of your sins of 2020. But yeah. Okay. Is that it? Oh, okay. Got some.
There was also news relating to the coronavirus about how someone in China had sequenced the genome a couple of weeks before anybody else had, and that work got suppressed.
Yes, I remember this. In 2019, an Indian lab also sequenced it afterwards, and they counted 4 clumps of the spike protein that was copy and pasted from the AIDS virus. So it was 4 clumps of 7 nucleotides. So 28 nucleotides in total that were copied over. And the statistical probability of that evolving naturally is basically 0. So Zero Hedge was reporting about this in 2019. And I was trading on COVID 6 months too early. So, but yeah, that I do recall that. Oh wait, so you said a Chinese lab. Let me find that.
Yeah, this was just news a couple of days ago.
Okay, let's see. I don't think this is it. But yeah, there's been so much misinformation over this.
Yeah,
And
that article was the type of thing that was being talked about.
okay.
With
Oh, something like this. Here we go. Let me drop this in the
what?
chat. Yeah.
What with what? Yeah, I haven't done the work yet to.
Oh, pardon me, Kurt. I'm gonna mute you really quick. Let's see. So this was sequenced in 2019. Oh, wow. Okay.
That's not that.
So, I mean, so the gain of function research was man-made. Can we,
Oh
can we,
yeah,
can we,
yeah.
can, can we cut the bullshit? Can we cut the bullshit? Yeah. And not to brag, but not getting the vaccination or any boosters was not an easy thing for myself to do. But I mean, I paid for it with my career, but that's okay. I'm a trader. I don't give a fuck about my W-2 anyway.
Exactly, Warren.
Yeah.
Well, that
Okay.
video I sent has a PDF with all of the references. It was a big deal. So the spike protein was identified as a bioweapons vector in 1965, and that's public in papers. So
Oh,
it was identified before that in military.
okay. Let's close out our Chinese news. We're a little over time, but yeah. About the corruption, here the Chinese methodology is let's shoot the messenger. So officially, CCP authorities have stopped releasing military anti-corruption information since 2017. Oh my God. And yes, it's common knowledge that military positions are bought, and only dumbasses enlist in the People's Liberation Army. Like even I, as a Chinese American that's so far from China, like even I know this. Like only if you're poor, like do you really enlist as a grunt. For the officer corps, it's all a big giant grift job. Like this has been a known thing forever. And pivoting to Chinese financial news, a major trust, a Chinese trust, has filed for bankruptcy, and this was the sort of most premier, elite, most gatekept trust organization as well, and it was used by many like commie officials, and high capitalists or industrial capitalists and whatnot. So it's the Zongzi Group, and they just filed for bankruptcy this week, and they're liquidating right now. And here is a statement from one of the directors. And this guy is Liang Liang. He's 40 years old. He's worked there 7 years. He's a financial planner, blah, blah, blah. I'm so sorry. I failed your trust, blah, blah, blah. This company was started 28 years ago with a company established 28 years ago with experience of storms of China's economy. It didn't survive the pressure of China's economic downturn, despite China's top private enterprise group and the largest private asset management company. The incident involved 150,000 high net worth investors, nearly 5,000 corporate clients, and 13,000 financial planners. It involves $32.2 billion in debt equity. Due to the significance of this incident, the State Council has set up a special risk mitigation group, blah, 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 seeks to ensure rights of investors, safeguard full extent. Okay, so this is a liquidation. At present, under great pressure, the group's various asset liquidations, debt restructuring, and auditing work are being methodically carried out. The purpose is to maximize protection of the rights and interests of 150,000 creditors with a total outstanding amount of 230 billion yuan, including many employees of the group and the executive team. It includes you and me. So he's not taking responsibility, and he's blaming the general economic downturn for the current situation. And if you read between the lines, this is primarily because of their high reliance on the real estate market, which is in free fall. So China it's over. The emperor has no clothes, and their liquidity crisis is unstoppable now. Like they're not paying police officers and soldiers. Like just think about that for a moment. Like it's that bad. And Chinese bankers are jumping out of windows. Like it is that bad. So
Warren, I just heard recently on the news that I didn't realize their population growth is like European countries. They're not replacing. You know, they're having one child per family.
Correct, correct.
It's going to create more havoc.
Right, right. And they learned from America and they got addicted to this debt-driven model. So without the collateral of fresh newborns to sell to bankers, they don't know what to do. And this whole system is collapsing and the youth unemployment rate is just skyrocketing. And and that's why they're terrified, because if the youth have no jobs and there's no future for them, then revolution becomes guaranteed. And that's why the 1989, Tiananmen Square massacre was put down so violently. And that's also why the COVID lab leak was not really deliberate. It was to stop the 2019 Hong Kong protests, which is gaining a lot of international traction. And they could have lost control right there. So conveniently, there was a pandemic. I can't prove this, but if you read between the lines, that's an awfully convenient timeline.
Well, WF too.
Yeah. And
they've always been a part of this.
Yeah.
And that's why Putin just disappeared for a while, because he didn't want to buy into Russia's going to be their slaves, basically.
Yeah. And like all, great countries or empires that fail, what's the go-to strategy after all of this insanity? Let's invade Russia in the winter. Like, right. How many empires have been destroyed with that exact sequence? First, we're broke. Number two, let's invade Russia in the winter. We'll be back in time. Don't worry.
Now, China just recently lost on the Taiwan elections, right? Weren't they supporting the wrong candidate?
Correct. They were supporting two of the three parties that were in contention, and they still didn't succeed. So obviously they don't have Dominion counting machines in Taiwan.
Right.
Yeah.
Because if they did.
Now, is China having some type of election for themselves coming up soon, or?
That's in the summer. Their big annual get-together with everybody.
But it's a given.
Yeah, Xi Jinping is still ruling on paper, but everyone is pissed off because he's broken the unofficial rule, which is we'll look the other way as long as we all make money. But he locked down the entire country for 3 years, and now he's trying to restart the economic engine, and it just doesn't exist. And reducing reserve rates and buying up securities directly isn't going to do anything either. Like, it's over.
Well, they already had huge amounts of shadow banking.
Yeah.
I mean, there was always a gap that was far bigger than everybody could tell without tracking shadow.
So if you were going to short China, what fund or stock would you pick?
Oh, great question. So there's a couple, there's a lot of liquid assets, right? So FXI is the big boy. This is the China large cap stocks. But if you want, if you want a more binary outcome, then you can just go directly to the sector leader and go for Alibaba. And I like Alibaba a lot as a short candidate because it's on the wrong side of the communistic turf war, and they've already leaked their what was it 25,000 or something. Sorry, hold on. There was a memo of layoffs that just got leaked in December, and then Alibaba said, "Oh no, that was a mistake," and then they started laying off people. Where is that leak? Leak. Alibaba layoff leak. This search result is broken. Someone removed the article. But there was a layoff leak. It's in our older notes. But yeah, Alibaba I like a lot. If you want an individual ticker, here's my watch list. If you want to grab a screenshot, or do you have TOS, Gordon? Do you have Thinkorswim? I can share this watch list if you want.
Yeah, I have Thinkorswim.
Oh, okay, no problem. Here, I'll just share the list, and I'm sure other folks wouldn't mind having it either. So this is all the Chinese tickers. I call this watch list Panda Tech. So, and like pandas, they just roll around the dirt and fail to reproduce and be stupid all day. So yeah, let me share this Panda Tech watch list. Okay. All right, pasting it into the chat. Okay, cool. There's a watch list. So yeah, I like Alibaba a lot. If you want a bullish candidate, there's only one, the few, the proud, which is Pinduoduo. And then Baidu is a great candidate to short. Weibo I like too, Billy, but they're not very liquid. That's a slight challenge. So if you want to do short-term stuff for shorts, then I would have to do Alibaba. If you can buy out, if you have more time and a more of a swing trade style thing, there's slightly better players like I think, yeah. But yeah, from a market cap perspective, yeah, Alibaba and Baidu are like probably the two best to short. And then for the ETF point of view, there's FXI, which is Chinese large cap, and there's KWeb. And then if you want a little bit of leverage, there's CWeb, which is a 2xer of KWeb.
Great, thanks very much. Appreciate that.
Yep. Cool. Let's see where the market's at the moment. All right. So TSM is flaming, had great earnings. That's always good. We do need computer chips. Boeing's having a nice green day. Where is SPY? Oh, up 83%. So not so flat today. That's nice. All right, cool. We're a little bit over time, but anything else you guys want to look at in particular? If not, we can run our scanner and let's take a look at the action today. iClean's out up here. We see our uranium stock CCJ up here as a bearish candidate. Oh, GDXJ. Yeah, gold has collapsed. We haven't talked about that. Let's load up or let's look at the bullion market really quick. Let's see. Gold is 20.20 right now. Silver is an anemic $22, and the gold silver ratio is at 89. So 1 ounce of gold will get you basically 89 ounces of silver. All right, so let's look at the gold market here. Overall premiums at about 4.43%. That has been fairly stable. And then here's silver. Silver premiums have skyrocketed. We've seen that jump from 8 to 9% in the last several weeks to now in the new, I guess, fair value price of 17%. So basically what that means is when you walk into any coin shop or pawn shop or whatever, you're going to pay spot plus that much premium. But if you guys need some silver or gold, I am looking to sell some off to do Chinese shorts. So if you would like some gold and silver, please let me know. I literally have like 50 pounds of silver next to me that I'm selling. So yeah, just if you guys are interested, let me know. But yeah, let's look at the gold silver ratio itself. What? 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 Did they move it? Or are they not reporting this? What the hell is going on? Kitco, what happened? Kitco, gold silver ratio. Are they not reporting on this? I guess they're not. Okay. All right. All right. Okay, so this is a short-term readout. I would prefer a longer duration. Here we go, 12 months. Oh, okay. So here's the gold silver ratio, and you can use this to optimize your metal strategy. So effectively, as you trade each major swing, your market cap doesn't change, but you basically gain ounces of the other metal when you do the optimization. So, like in theory, you should sell off here as silver gets cheaper, and then buy gold, which is the cheaper item, and then switch back. Oh, here we have more historical views. Okay, this is what we needed. Okay, here's the 10-year gold silver chart. Oh, why did that disappear? Oh, here it is. Wait, what? I don't get this. I've never used this website. I used Kitco for a long time. I'll have to play with this. Okay, but yeah, that's the gold ratio right now at 88. Cool beans. Anything else you guys want to look at? If not, we can call it. We're a little bit over time. But yeah, hopefully this was fun. I can stop the recording now. So we talked about, let me think, sex, drugs, and rock and roll, child abuse, and geopolitics, and applied geopolitics. Like, do not call out the ruling parties if you're stuck behind enemy lines. Your head will come off. And unfortunately, Gonzalo Lira has been sacrificed. Okay.